Well, I tell you what, when I get into stuff, I get into stuff. I told you about this Lincoln here in one of them other videos that I picked up for about 100. I paid $150 for it. Just got to tow it over to the house. And I bought it several months ago, but haven't really had time to mess with it. Well, let me tell you, it's not. Hang on, I got to put something down. I want to wash it, obviously. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's a little rougher than what I. Actually, it was actually covered. There are boards on one side of it. I actually only had to air up one tire, which was kind of a shock. So last time it was tagged was 2011. Just at least the last time it was on the road. So June of 2011 was the last time it was on the road. It's rougher than I thought it was. It's not unfixable, but it's a little rougher than what I anticipated it being. I'm sorry, I got spiders on me. I've actually already, today is the 22nd of March, and I just sat down to eat lunch and felt something crawling on my arm, and it was a tick. It's like, good grief, already. Anyway, there's a dent in this door. I don't even have to get clean it to see that. And that isn't a big deal. The vinyl roof doesn't look so bad, but I won't know till it's completely clean. I think it's blue. However, what I didn't see, because this thing had a whole bunch of boards laying across it, had OSB leaning from one end to the other on this side, is that this door is pretty bad, and there's some rust on that quarter down low. That isn't a big deal. It's a $150 car, but I was really hoping to flip it real fast, and that's not apparently what's going to happen, because immediately we tried to roll the windows down, and I got the driver's one to go partially down, and then it quit. So I put it back up. The passenger one wouldn't do anything, and now neither one of the back ones will do anything. It may just need cleaned, but I knew these Fords around these years had a lot of trouble with with window regulators. I had a 91 pickup truck. It ate one side, then as soon as I fixed it, it ate the other side. The hood shocks don't work. That's what that board there's for. But it is a 5-liter. They're only rated at like 150 horse. Quite a bit of torque though, for no bigger than it is. I put a solenoid on it because it wouldn't do anything the first day. But lights would come on, but nothing would happen. It will crank, but it will not start. I know it's a fuel pump. I bypassed the inertia switch, and it still wouldn't give me a fuel pump, so I'm going to drop the tank. I've already got the fuel pump. I've had it for a couple of months. But it will run. I did spray a little ether in it when we were first looking at it, and it will start. So that's a start anyway. So I'm going to give it a bath. Let me put you down for just a second so I don't have to put this hood up and down 2 or 3 times. Oh, let me bump you with the board too. But as you can see, it is very dirty on the outside. Like I said, I think that vinyl roof is blue. The interior, however, the armrest is tore, which I don't remember that, and somebody's changed the speakers out, which that doesn't, like I said, matter. But the seat, besides having what looks like a cat living in it at one time, is perfect. There's no tears or rips or fading or anything. It does have a piece underneath this console, or this, I think it's in the trunk, missing. It's not stolen. There's the key for it. I might as well leave it neutral. It has 125,190 miles. I don't know if you're getting a reflection off that or not. So the clock is trying to work. I didn't really. Oh, it does have an aftermarket deck. I guess I hadn't paid much attention to it. Got electric antenna switches. I know it had AC. I know before they parked it, it worked very well. It does have one crack. No, there's one on the other side too. And the dash, and up there where that is, which again, that's kind of typical. I had somebody interested in it, but I told them it was nice, and I'm not seeing that now. So anyway, I'll give it a bath, and then we'll get back on it and have you take a look at it, see what you think. Okay, this is the after. It got hail damage too. I didn't know it did with all that stuff on it. You really couldn't tell. But there's a few other little things here and there that's not a big deal. Again, it was a $150 car, but I'm probably going to get it running and drivable, and then kind of make my decision on what I'm going to do with it, whether I sell it or part it or whatever. I could possibly, I hate getting rid of that 5-liter It's not that they're rare, it's just it's hard to find one with 125,000 miles on it. But that door looks pretty bad, and the rust looks pretty bad, and the hail looks pretty bad, and you know, the only thing it really has going for it is, and it has been wrecked. I knew it had a salvage title, I wasn't sure why, but I can actually see, I can see the Bondo is cracked there, and in the door, I can't see what you're seeing, it's too bright out here. I can't get the door open, back door on the other side. It obviously is going to take some cleaning to finish this up. I don't even know if I want to sit in it. Oh, don't close on me, I may not be able to get back out. Yeah, it leaked. Seat is soaked. The window's down partially. I'm going to see if I can get that back up. Because like I said, I can't get any of the doors or windows to work now. The passenger one kind of tried for a second, but then immediately quit. But anyway, I'm going to see what I can do there. But I got to get that leak stopped. That ain't no good. Because the window's partially down. Anyway, the headliner's not sagging, which is rare. Same with the sun visors. This would make somebody a good daily driver back and forth to work. You know, these things didn't get super efficient fuel mileage, but they didn't do bad. But they were very reliable when you think about. I'm just going to turn around here. When you really think about it, they're a very reliable car because they had the 5-liter. They didn't make a lot of horsepower. They were heavy, so you had that going for you. They were. This is an 88, so I don't believe it's got airbags. So if you're into the airbag thing, you think you have to have them, this is probably not the car to buy. Anything pre, I don't remember what year. Chrysler was kind of one of the first ones to bring those into existence on the, you know, on some of their K cars and vans and stuff. But I don't know. I think the very first company to actually try experiment with airbags was General Motors. I don't remember if it was Cadillac or the Caprice. I seen a video on it years ago. It was like 70, 71. They tried it in a handful of cars. They never took on. And so they just kind of discontinued it, and then it became mandatory in the 80s, late 80s to boot, so, or early 90s, whatever year the mandatory. Because I had a, I'm trying to think of what year that was. It was a 91, 92 Chevy truck. It didn't have, I don't think it had one. So I don't know what year the truck's got. It don't make a difference. Anyway, so I'm going to keep you updated on this. The next time you see this, it'll probably be jacked up, and I'm going to be dropping the fuel tank and putting a fuel pump in it so I can get it to start and run. And of course, I'm going to dump all the fuel that's in it and put new gas in it. But I'm going to change oil. I think the original reason he said he stopped driving, now mind you, this guy is deathly sick. Deathly sick. I don't think he'll even make it back to this town. He's in Texas. And if I recall, he thought that there was oil getting in the antifreeze, and I'm not sure how that'll do that. I can see doing it the other way around. And I'm not saying you can't get transmission fluid in the radiator, but the radiator had fluid in it that was green and the oil is black. They're both a little low, but not enough to scare me. So I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to start it up and top everything off, of course, and then I'm just going to start it up and see what it does. If it starts to overheat or starts to do stupid, one chemical is leaching into another one, or the transmission ends up having a bad cooler in the radiator, and that's the reason it's the transmission's failed, it's definitely going to get stripped. But at this point, though, it's not a it's definitely not a $1,000 car. I'd be lucky if I get $750 out of it. But it's still a profit if I only put a couple $300 into it altogether. So we'll look into it and see. Otherwise, I'll pull the motor, like I said, and that'll end up in that 65 Mustang, and there'll be videos on that later on. So, all right, guys, see you.